I get a chance to watch, so I thought I'd come and watch a few set off.
He's a campsite manager now.
He is, yeah. Yeah, he's doing something. Yeah, he's doing. Yeah, so he is, actually. Thank you very much, you're welcome. I know, keep trying, don't worry.
These fucking guys are mega, aren't they?
Oh, man, yeah.
These psychos.
Driving would be amazing. Driving one's amazing. Have you this one? Yeah, I've raced a few times. I did British Champion one, yeah. Did you? Driving. You did that? No, I was driving. I was racing, yeah. So, I have.
Earplugs.
Rider well worth keeping an eye out for this Supersport race as well is James Hind, as we now look at Dean Harrison.
Dean Harrison, this will be Crosby section, all fast, pretty flat out on these 600s.
Big shock for the riders, big change getting off the 1000cc Superbikes and now back onto a totally different animal that needs to be ridden and understood in a different way.
Yeah, in some ways it's easier, less intimidating. However, you've got to get through the corners on point and quick, because if you don't, you can never get that speed back that you lose in the corners on the straights.
RPM critical.
Yep.
Right gear selection, right time to drag that bike along them long straights.
Yeah. This is Dean already in the back wheel of Dave Johnson.
Dave, really happy when I interviewed him after his Superbike race there.
Well, why wouldn't you be?
Right back to the pace after that huge monumental crash he had at K3 last year, but that's gone. We've got the old Davey back and looking to find 130, 233 on the big bike.
Dean Harrison passed Dave Johnson now as they go on towards Gorsley. This is Harold's, and then into Gorsley. Fleeson piece of track this. If you get it right, it feels absolutely brilliant. If not, frightening.
Yeah, and this isn't really going to be Dave Johnson's top class of the week. More suited to Superbike, Superstock. Hasn't Brooks and Dave Johnson now. James Hind started away back. Let's just get Dino through Beck Garrett. That looks all right for him. Michael Evans. Yeah, he's on the Smith Racing Triumph. So, yeah, he's had a great week, hasn't he?
So that's last year's bike. So he effectively...
He's your leader, 12.5 on Jordan and Johnson. Here comes Hillier. Let's see where he's at. on the Bournemouth Kawasaki. 6.6 down on Harrison. Oh, lovely jump over Balaf there for Hillier. Now Michael Dunlop. Where is he in comparison to Dean Harrison? He's lost a bit more time to Dino. 4.6 the difference between...
Do an event like that.
Correct.
Dean Harrison, before he moved to the island, always had a lot of support.
I love to see him. That's proper short circuit stuff. Knee on the deck, running just enough road.
How much will it have helped that he spent a good lump of time short circuit racing on this bike?
It's got to have helped, especially playing a little bit wide there, but he's having it.
Dunlop now 5 seconds down on Harrison. Again, just a couple of tenths eked out by Dino. James Hillier currently third. Let's see if that changes when Davey Todd comes through. Fifth, the Manxman. Mike Brown 6th, Brooks 7th, Hodson 8th, Hind in 9th, with Hutchie in 10th place as it stands. As Dean Harrison now goes on to Halewood Heights. Paul Jordan retired at Glen Tramon, unfortunately, the Northern Irishman. It's a real shame for him. He had big podium hopes, did PJ?
Yeah, this is, you would have thought his favoured class.
Guys, yep. Dean Harrison 6.5 seconds up on Michael Dunlop. Here's Davey Todd. Let's see where Davey gets through. Has he managed to get through past James Hillier in the standings?
No.
No, he hasn't. He's...
You know, what we've seen from Dean on the Supersport bike this week or this year at the TT is the fact he's able to ride it as well and as hard as we've ever seen him riding a bike around here, and that's purely down to the fact he rides it week in, week out of BSB.
It is indeed, yeah. He's doing brilliantly on it. He's looked silky smooth on it, and he's about to come out of the nook onto Glen Crutchery Road, and let's chuck down to Lee Johnston.
Yeah, so we're down with the Honda guys again, obviously, because Dean Harrison is about to come in first on the road. You can just see on the left-hand side there, the guys have got a spare rear tyre. The action is not... or the option is not to want to change that. That is only if he's going to have a problem with the tyre. So he's going to be straight in, possibly rear stand. Yep, in with the rear stand, then straight in with the fuel, as that's what's going to take the time in the pit stop. You can see his crew chief there just reaching for the tear-off to get one tear-off off. He said he only used one tear-off in the whole first race, but he's just given him a little bit of information there, 6 seconds over Michael Dunlop. But it's really quick now, so we're going to nip on down the pit lane as Dean heads out and see if we can catch both Michael Dunlop and Davey Todd, because they're going to be heading in just a few slots further up the grid. I seen Michael Dunlop's helmet waiting for him as he came in, and I don't know if that's just a precaution, but we can see now as Michael has just pulled into his pit stop now. I would think that this Ducati is taking slightly more fuel than the likes of Dean's CBR 600. He's also making a setting change. He's took 1 mil of preload off the forks there. You see the guys in with the adjuster on top of the fork cap. He's not even bothered about the rear stand. That's something I couldn't do because my both feet didn't touch the ground. Really quick pit stop there. He set off, and we're about to now, if you spin round your left hand side, Davey Todd is just about to come in to the pits. If we can just move that guy out of the road. Davey Todd is just about to move.
Long pit lane, it was further down pit lane was Hillier, so it would have worked if it had been in front of him.
We're looking here at Dean Harrison, who's the leader at this moment on the start of lap 2. Let's throw down to Lee Johnston.
Yeah, I've got Dean Harrison's crew chief down here, Stu Millen. He rides this bike in British Championship week in, week out, and I know he's really comfortable on the bike because I have had to follow him for a few rounds now. But has he made any big changes coming to the TT, or has he just been business as usual?
This bike is not so many changes. He's just got a bit more support on the rear. Changed the balance of the bike a bit more to the front because of the changes. The corner's basically done on the rear here. That's really about it, really. Not so much.
Yeah, he obviously had some complaints earlier about a little bit of stability on the big bike trying to battle with the BMW. So obviously don't have that problem on the Supersport bike with less power, so he looks really comfortable out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's a completely different animal, you know. The 600, I think he jumps on, and he's comfortable on it.
I could hear him in the pit stop. He sounds really calm, so this could be another win for Dean Harrison.
Hope so.
Thanks very much. Back to you guys in the studio.
Dunlop. We're going to get our first glimpse here of what the gap is. It's 6.4. Yeah, that's about right, you know. Well, it was 7.4. There was a second gamed in pit lane. That's just as we were expecting.
I think that's the same time to...
pretty much the same time
to Glen
from the
pit stop.
Like, or did it seem his attitude was when he came in?
No, he seemed okay. He seemed, we just asked him, everything okay? And his bike feel all right. He said, feels a bit hard in the front. So we just turned the preload off and a couple of clicks of compression, and as good as try our best.
That's it. So there we go. Michael Dunlop's going to push on for the rest of the race.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Lee's actually a clever lad. He's built a bike. Personally, I was chatting with him last night in the restaurant, and he said, "Nah, I have built it with the help of Aruba, but it's all our work."
Such a different animal.
Sorry, Tom, I'm just waiting for Michael Dunlop to come here. We're just about to get the sectors up to Ballath. So Dean Harrison is your race leader. The gap is 5.5. It's come down by another second. Supersport races, so.
I think this will be telling. This sector will be telling, because we are traditionally used to seeing Michael Dunlop quick. And if he is still nibbling into that lead of this man, Dean Harrison,
wind is getting up.
It is getting up, and they're going to feel it going up the mountain. But at least up the mountain, it's kind of coming from one direction. You can get used to it. It's not blustering through gateways. And
then the lap time will come up. He's found more. Cue the Jaws music.
Yeah, look at the way he's using the road now. He's starting to understand that bike.
You might see a couple of points on the mountain. They've got small, about 5 foot long windsocks, so the riders can at least see which direction they ought to be expecting the wind to come from.
Dean Harrison to the bungalow, and now we wait to see if that gap's come down again. It was down to 4 last time. 3:22.5 for Dean.
We're perhaps not going to see a good lap time from Dunlop because of the fuel stop. But next lap will be a tell, because
if he can do them sectors again. Yeah.
And he'll have less fuel.
Wow, just lifting his knee over that curb on the inside there.
3:22.
Perfect.
Luckily, nothing coming out the bottom. All these bikes have a kind of catch tank tray built into the bottom or the belly pan of the fairing, so if it does spring a leak, it mostly will be caught in the...
What the gap is.
Michael Dunlop is going to be getting towards Cronknamona.
2.4 in it. There's more time taken out, and we're going to go into the last lap, and Dean is going to have to dig deep.
He's took a second out of him, another second. It's just every sector, just a little bit, and you can just get that sense that Michael's starting to really gel with that bike now and understand it.
I think he's going to get quicker on it, if anything, because he's learning it as he goes.
Because we've got the perfect benchmark in Dean, you know, that Honda's running really well. He's super comfy riding it, but Michael is just taking little chunks out of him each sector.
Yep, and he'll take confidence from that. He'll know from his probably 4 or 5 signal boards around the track.
Down Bray Hill, 37 3/4 miles left for Dean Harrison. And can he hold on to this lead? Can he put up with the onslaught that's coming his way from the one and only Michael Dunlop in pursuit of his 30th TT win? Here he comes now on the Milwaukee Ducati. You can see the support there on the left of your screen as he goes over the line. Just 1 lap left for Dunlop, and the gap is 2.9. So he's found, well, just in that last sector, Harrison, was he better by about half a second?
Yeah, that's right. But that's what we've been seeing. Harrison is really quick first sector, really quick last sector.
Can he beat Harrison versus Dunlop? Harrison has just gone over the line in 12th. Harrison it is that leads from Dunlop as he's about to come through Glen Helen to flash up that sector. It's Todd comes through, and he's found time. What a sector from Michael Dunlop. 8 tenths in it between Harrison and Dunlop here. As we
better that P5 that he had in last year's Supersport race.
Dean Harrison leaving it as late as possible to break into Ballath. That's nice.
Perfect.
Tidy from Dean. But
is it enough?
Is it enough when you've got a hungry Michael Dunlop chasing you down?
I think we're going to see a change of leader now, because traditionally that last sector that Dino's just done is Dunlop territory, or it has been.
Dunlop will be approaching Ballath Bridge in just a second. Here he is on the Milwaukee Ducati, and he does lead, and only by a tenth, but it's still the lead.
That is a good sector from Dino, actually, because I expected it to be more than that.
Yep.
Wider line around the faster corners for the 600s, because they need to drag all that speed out the corner. The big bikes just square them off a little bit on the exits. See you there?
Pushing on. Dean Harrison, your leader on the road, but is he going to be the leader of the race? He had a 10th to find on Michael Dunlop.
And I think if he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it on the mountain.
Well, we're about to find out how much he needs to find, Dean Harrison, because Michael Dunlop comes through, and Michael Dunlop has found 3.3 on Dino, just in that sector alone.
Now, even if Dean has an exceptional run, even for him over the mountain, which he has been generally quicker, it's been one of his better sectors. as he goes round the veranda. It's you've got to take your hat off to Michael Dunlop.
To do it, you know, if this is what he's going to do, you know, you can never say until he gets the checkered flag.
Yeah, not here.
But from a different manufacturer, completely different riding style,
yes.
Just a
different layout,
animal,
different
engine.
Yeah, he's
sat behind a different screen.
We've seen him do it before.
Yeah,
and he can do it.
So deep and through he goes.
6.6 seconds.
6.6. And this is some lap that he's putting together. 3:20 to the bungalow. 9.5 now. Michael Dunlop on an absolute charge. But give him a round of applause and tip your cap to Dean Harrison. He comes along Glen Crutchery Road now, and it's going to be one of his fastest ever Supersport laps. A great job and a great effort for Dean Harrison over the line with a 1:28.688. But it looks like it's not going to be quite enough. Here comes Michael Dunlop on the Milwaukee Ducati. 29 last year, and now it's win number 30 at the Isle of Man TT for Michael Dunlop over the line with a 1:30 again, and he maintains the unbeaten record that he's had since 2019 in the Supersport class.
Incredible.
And to come and nearly match the lap record pace on a brand new motorbike.
Last time he was up there, and he's up there again. Well done, James. Gets the third position. In second position, riding the Honda Racing UK Honda CBR 600, number 3, Dean Harrison. You can see Garland over his neck. And your race winner, riding the Ducati Panigale V-Twin for the MD Racing Team and 130-mile-an-hour lap, win number 30, Michael Dunlop. Michael makes his way for the 30th time to the top of the step of the TT, gets the sash over his neck, gets the Monster Energy hat on as well, and gets the trophy first presented in 1922 to GS Davison. Your winner, Michael Dunlop!
Hello.
Look at the podium, man! Woo! Did you just trump?
No, I'm like trying to relieve my nuts because these leathers are a bit too tight now. When you stood up.
Are they new ones?
He's relieving his nuts.
He's relieving his nuts.
They're not built for standing up, are they?
No, these are the same. You've got
Dean? Dean, local man now, aren't you? They love you here.
Someone's got.
Tough race.
Yeah, no, honestly, I got off to a good start. I got the head down from lap 1 and put some reasonable times in. Really windy out there. As the race went out, it got windier, and then I got a bit of a shiny boot. Got a leak on end of lap 2 on lap 3. So I kept slipping off the foot peg a few times and things like that on the last lap, which wasn't ideal. So we just sort of settled for where one. Michael were chipping away at me all along. I knew exactly what he kept pressing his little boost button he's got on his handlebars.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, obviously.
I knew it. Is there
So, no, honestly, I went as fast as I could at the start. It was a good race. It's nice to be in the battle, to be fair, and it's great to see everyone shouting and bawling and waving the things over the fence at me and things, so I appreciate that.
I mean, you've looked good on that bike all year.
Yeah, honestly, I ride it week in, week out, obviously, British Championship, and the little 600s, I dare say, is probably the best handling bike on track. It's got its weak points and strong points, so I have to try and make the most of its strong points, and I really enjoy riding it, to be honest. I do like the little 600.
So if we can get a tailwind in race 2, you're going to be right there.
Yeah, tailwind would have helped today, because I was going at the mountain mile and I would have get 5th gear. It wouldn't quite pull 6, so I was like, friggin' hell, you know what I mean?
Up and down, up
yeah,
and
exactly,
down.
Yeah. So, no, good fun.
Good, glad to hear it. Everyone make some noise. Dean Harrison.
about a year ago.
Yeah, no pressure, Stu. Look, sure, just load it onto don't want it up whenever you do, remember what happened.
Superstock TT Race 1. Off he goes down Glen Crutchery Road. John McGuinness, who rode well to 7th place yesterday in the Superbike. This is going to be a tough class for Davo Johnson. The Kawasaki, not the most powerful weapon in this trim.
Yeah, not really changed that much since the last one round here. That's getting up for 10 years ago.
Dino is off. We know how quick he is out of the blocks. Will 2 laps really suit Dean Harrison. He's away now, looking for his first victory, of course, since his senior win.
Just loving what he's doing now.
You can see already on the road, Davo Johnson on the Kawasaki being hunted down by Dean Harrison.
Yeah, this is Harold's and into Gorsley. Beautiful for Dino, that. Yeah, and it's on the...
With the overnight heavy winds, gale force winds into Glen Helen.
And it's quite good for Dino, this, because this is Sarah's Cottage. He's going to be right on the back wheel going up Craig Willis Hill and Lamfell. Then he's going to have a chance to get past with that extra power of the Honda on Cronky Body Straight.
Yeah, but he can't afford to get stuck behind him.
At all.
Not in this 2-lap race. It's fast, it's frantic, every single. 7 behind James Hillier. So already some work to do for Michael Dunlop. Davey Todd is the key man, though, and he comes through, and he's 2 tenths up on Dean Harrison, but he's got traffic.
Yeah. Dropped into 4th place.
What a good do.
1.2 seconds behind James Hillier at the first sector at Glen Helen. So off the line quick and in front of Michael Dunlop by half a second. So not the start for Michael Dunlop, especially on this shortened 2-lap race.
Yeah, it's pretty much, there's not a lot splitting anyone from 4th down to about 10th or 11th there. Really small gaps. Ooh, John there with Dean behind him.
Oh, look at the difference. You know, beautiful for Dino.
Mikey Evans on his birthday has just gone through as well. Just behind Michael Dunlop and ahead of Mike Brown. He had a great day here yesterday. He's on the cusp of being in the 130 club himself on the Dafabet machine.
He's having a brilliant sort of breakthrough.
And Dunlop is now 10.6 down. Davey Todd's just gone through. He's found more time. Davey Todd is your leader.
And this is Dean Harrison just going up behind his teammate, John McGuinness. He won't want to... Yeah, no, perfect look, straight past him.
But with already a lot of work to do, let's see if he's lost any more here. James Hillier scrapping away for a podium already.
And Nathan Harrison only half a second behind Michael Dunlop for that final podium spot. So a great start there from Nathan.
You can see the damp spots there and the little trail of water at Ramsey Hairpin.
Yeah, some of the tarmac sections around here tends to
be tarred at the last split. Paul Jordan has moved up into 7th place, so he squeezed himself in between Hutchie and Dom Herbertson. Mikey Evans on his birthday is in 10th place. McGuinness has now gone through to the bungalow as well. Davo Johnson 6th clear of McGuinness at this stage.
And there he is.
There's only about 6 seconds for that final podium position between 3rd and 9th place down to Connor Cummins. So that's a real tight battle. And then
yes,
even then,
been interrupted by the weather, unfortunately, today here on the Isle of Man. Is Davey Todd going to make it 4 big bike victories on the trot? The last win for Honda in this Superstock class was Dunlop back in 2013. They've waited quite a while. I should just point out the last win for Honda at the senior, and we'll talk more about that coming up on Saturday, was Mr. McGuinness himself when he won his last senior in 2015. Around Kate's then, and on his way now to the Craig is Dean Harrison. .3 in it at the top. He didn't lose too much time.
No, I didn't.
That last sector.
From the hairpin to the bungalow, he didn't.
Michael Dunlop 3.1 up on James Hillier to hold on to 3rd for the...
Going into my face, and it is like, going on his way back down the start and finish line. We see Dean Harrison come to interview right now. As he just flicks 6 gears, he crosses the start and finish line and heads off down Bray Hill. But next into shot should be John McGuinness and David Johnson. These two bikes, John's obviously on his Honda Fireblade.
Evie and Dean, so that gap down to 4/10. Remember, this is the last lap. This is the sector analysis. Bottom of your screen, the differences through the various sectors. There you can see the big difference. Todd made up time at Ramsey, and then at the grandstand, or from Crocknamona, should I say, to the grandstand, which is quite a tight and twisty, short sector.
Yeah, sure.
To make up 1.2 is something.
1.2, and it's only a 1 minute sector, so to make up 1.2 seconds in such a short distance, he's really pushing on. He's got to be pushing on to sort of make that sort of time up.
There is an
Glen Helen.
A sector that he's always notoriously so strong at
Just
from the
brilliant.
grandstand.
Clean and just lovely short circuit stuff on that smooth tarmac.
We wait now with bated breath. We've got McGuinness and Davo Johnson still to come. But it's that gap between Harrison and Todd that we want to keep an eye on. Now coming up to the sector. What's the gap? Harrison leads! Harrison leads by 2.3 seconds! Into Balaf then for Dean Harrison. Now this is a crucial sector. I mentioned yesterday in the Superbike race, Davey Todd from Glen Helen to Balaf was stronger than anyone else on the road.
Yeah, even Michael Dunlop, who loves that section. Balacry jump. Oh, that's just how straight is that bike going? Like an arrow.
Through Quarry Bends then for Dean Harrison. Maybe expect at Ginger Hall, Dino probably have a pit board.
He don't leave a lot on the table, does he? He don't, does he?
He's pushing hard. He wants this, doesn't he? He's had so many podiums. I think it's now 16 podiums since his last senior win here in 2019.
And he's increased his advantage. Davey Todd has gone to Balaf. There's 3.2 in it. There wouldn't be a dry eye in the house if Dino manages to pull this off. BMW's dominance is in question.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to speak too soon.
On through 10.18.4. Have a look and see what that is on our sector board. 3.09. It's not bad. That's only 3 seconds outside
the fastest ever
as well. Yeah. He really is on it here, Dean Harrison.
Just watch how straight this goes. That he's on the gas before the rear wheel touched the ground. The bike kept on wheeling. That is perfect.
He couldn't do that any better.
Not at Balacry, he couldn't. I went through. That's what he was doing.
This is the lap of his life, Dean Harrison, at the moment.
Yeah.
So strong on the rundown from the mountain on the first lap. Pulled out a few seconds on Davey Todd, so he'll be pushing
right
again.
From the bungalow, though.
Yeah, he'll be trying to do that again. Just try and hold this 5-second lead and not even give Davey Todd a sniff of sort of reeling him back.
Hasn't had a win since his senior last time out. To the bungalow then, and now up Halewood Heights for Dean Harrison.
He'll be a popular win, will this?
He heads up now towards Brandywell Corner.
Nathan Harrison drops through the timing screens there. 2.5 seconds now. Ian Hutchinson just pulled a little bit of time on him.
Yeah,
on the run to Ramsey.
As it stands, it's Harrison, Todd, Dunlop, Hillier, Hutchie, Harrison. That's your top 6 depth of the podium. It's looking likely because it's 9.3 seconds the gap. There's just a few sectors left now for Dean Harrison.
Well, there's not far at all. You've got Craignabar and then down through Hilbury and you're done.
And he was quicker in the last sector last time round. Watch the fans on the left here screaming and cheering. P1 +9 for Dean Harrison. He has a good look at the pit board as well.
He's on for 135 mile an hour lap pace as well.
Brilliant stuff
which
here.
Is what the guys were talking about, saying that if to win these big bike races now you have to do 135, and it showed it in the Superbike, and now he's on for 135 in the Superstock class as well.
Brandish, big, fast left-hander, 4th gear, and then back behind the screen, up to top, and then down to Hilbury. Brilliant corner to watch is Hilbury. They run right against the wall on the left-hand side there. Look at that. You're literally 2 feet away.
The man from Bradford, who now lives in Laxey here on the Isle of Man.
Very similar towns, Laxey and Bradford. Come on, Dino.
Dean Harrison, who you would never meet a more bubbly character in any paddock. He's just got a couple of corners here now to manage as Dean Harrison, and he's going to get his hands on a winner's trophy.
This will mean so much after being the bridesmaid for so long in every class.
Yeah. Davey Todd came into this one as hot favourite, and Dean Harrison has delivered one of the best performances that we've seen. He's just got the nook now to deal with. It can be damp. It is damp through there under the trees.
He'll know, though. He knows what he's got. He knows he can take his time a little bit.
On to Glen Crutchery Road now. Honda look like they're going to be victorious. Again, and he's not the bridesmaid anymore. A big round of applause from the fans. Dean Harrison comes over the line with a 1:35.6 and wins the RL360 Superstock TT race.
9 seconds.
9 seconds.
Yeah, well done,
oh,
Phil.
about
Well done.
time.
And it's P2 and P3, and look at the celebrations. They start now. Dean Harrison wins, and look how much it means to everyone, and Honda. Oh, this
Brilliant.
is magic.
Could not be more pleased for him.
What scenes, Vicky.
That's his missus, yeah.
Wife there going over, and the team over the moon. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So pleased with that.
Harvey Beltran there coming into the picture as well. You've done it! Dean Harrison.
In a long way.
That is a very popular win.
Yes, it is. Yep.
And look, do you know how good this is? Everyone in that Parc Fermé will be over the moon for him. Look, Michael Dunlop, one of the first to congratulate him. Davey Todd will do the same.
It's his mum, Dino's mum. Good shot of the Yorkshire Rose with the pistons there. Look that.
Oh, magic scenes. Dean Harrison, congratulated by Davey Todd.
Cheers, Steve. Wonderful scenes down here in Parc Fermé. Something we didn't perhaps think we were going to see this week. Tom is Dean rolling into P1, and you could just see how much it meant to him.
Mate, that is one of the most popular victories I've ever witnessed around here. The whole place has erupted. Every team member from the other guys, you know, the 8-10 racing team was straight over to the Honda boys. Big congratulations. You know, poor Vicky, his wife there, she had to wait about 5 minutes to even get near the guy. You know, the whole place erupted, and rightly so. He dug so deep in that race. That, you know, to be in P2 and then claw it back and pull a lead like that was just a stunning performance.
Yeah, and a big hug as well from Michael Dunlop.
We can still hear the cheers going, Dean. You are the 2025 Race 1 Superstock winner. We know how hard you've been fighting for that win. Just how hard was the race for you?
No, honestly, I got the hammer down from the start and sort of read my pit boards, and I got P1, I think, the first, and then P2. And I just really dug deep. The bike felt really good. We changed a few things for that then, and the kit stuff on the bike works so well, and we've just been dialing it all week. And I've been third, I've been second, so now I've had a 3-2-1 now. But no, to get another TT win is just magic. Honestly, I can't thank the team enough. They've worked hard all week, and we've been up and down and tried all sorts. Honestly, it's unbelievable. So no, to pay them back with a win is just fantastic.
And you've got Honda's first win in over a decade. We saw that the team were ecstatic. So how does that feel?
No, honestly, for them lot being happy makes me happy. So no, honestly, I can't thank them all enough. And just, it's been a long time coming. Now 4 times the TT winner, which is a big thing for me. And everyone's been like, been second. So now to Brett, they don't get a win. It's like, good. So I'm over the moon.
So well deserved, Dean. Go and enjoy this one.
Cheers, thank you.
100%. Dean is so committed to his racing, and you know, he's in that team for a reason. He's a factory Honda rider for a reason, and he's just repaid the team there with a fantastic victory.
Yeah. 4th TT win, riding the Honda CBR 1000 RR 5-blade for Honda Racing UK, and his first Superstock race win, Dean Harrison! Grandstand, and he will receive the Davy Jeffries Trophy for Superstock Race 1.
Four times a TT winner now. I said he was going to do it and he bloody did it. It's Dean Harrison! There you go, mate. Just a quick one, because we've got to get back up there. Obviously, you're not racing this next one. How does it feel to be back on the top step?
It's been a while.
A little bit.
It's been a long time coming, to be fair. We've been trying, and we've had a third this week, a second this week, and now once I've had the 3-2-1, so I'll take that. But no, honestly, the race got cut down one lap, and I thought, right, I need to just go from the start. I got I think P1 was my first board, because I'm normally sharp out of the box, then second board was P2 -3. And I real scratched real hard over the mountain, and I got it back to, I think, just about even going across the line. And I thought, there's only one winner and a loser, and I thought I better get stuck in, so I had a bit of a pep talk off the boss before I go out, and I thought I might get a sack if I don't pull one out of the bag. So I got stuck in then on lap 2, and my lead just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I did my fastest ever lap, then a 35.6 on lap 2 on my stock bike, so we can do it.
It doesn't get any better, does it?
No, exactly. Well, I've sat in front of a silver lady down here, and P1, I've got a fancy new watch now, so a bit of... The only thing is, right, they haven't even set time right.
It's not, is it?
It says it's about 9:30, so anyway, I'll have to wait till winter for this one.
Right, listen, I've got nothing more to ask, because there's nothing else to ask apart from letting all this lot cheer for you again.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hey, mate, you can sit here and chat all you want, but I've got to get back up there. Listen, everyone, make some noise once again. 4 times a TT winner. It's Dean Harrison! Well done, mate. Well done.
I had the option of soft zero and we were too cold, so I went for the harder option there, and I did 35.7 on lap 2. So
in the other lap, but you won it like
yeah. Well, yes, I was second at one point. I got P1 plus 0, and I got P2 -3. I'm like, fuck, scratch that foot out, man. And I got back to like, it like nothing in it.
0.2.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then you were 2 seconds at 12 and hell, 3.2 come off.
Yeah.
Fucking 6 or 9 the next one, 10 a bumble.
Well, 35, 6, 7.
I wasn't that. Fucking
that's 7 laps.